Hello everyone. I hope all of you are doing good. So today is Monday. Well, actually, I'm recording this video on Sunday, but this will go out Monday morning, 8 o'clock British Summer Time, and 12:30 IST, India Standard Time. So today we will go through some of the updates, recent updates from the Atlassian ecosystem, and just wanted to remind you this video will also be available on my podcast. If you go to Spotify, just search for Ravi Sagar, my name, you'll find a podcast where, in case you are driving on a Monday morning, you can still listen to these updates and learn about recent things, changes, upcoming things that are happening in the Atlassian ecosystem. So let us start. The first update that I have for you is about the app, but not a Jira app. It is an app that you can install within your Gmail. Now there is a new Jira app. I should say Atlassian app because I'm sure in near future this app can do a lot more. So if you are using Gmail, which I guess a lot of you must be using Gmail, then you or either your Google Workspace administrator can install this app called Atlassian. So the name of the app is Atlassian, and you can actually install this. And I believe right now this app can help you create Jira issues, or I should say Jira work items. To be honest, I don't really feel good saying Jira work items. Anyways, I'll get used to it. So using this app, you can actually once you install, you can actually create a new work item within your Gmail. So you can go to your any email that you have open and then click on the create button and then create a new issue out of it. So this is good. This is really good. I think many people will appreciate this. And I can tell you from my experience, because I work a lot with clients, doing something through email or from email client, like creating an issue or work item, it is a very common thing. Many people want to do this, and this app, although it is like initial, I guess, first release, people will start using it. I'm also going to play with it. I think this will get really popular. So once you create a new work item, you will of course get a new Jira issue key, work item key. I don't really like saying work item. Let me just revert back to issue. So whenever I say issue, I'm basically referring to work item. Jira work item doesn't seem right to me. Anyways, so when you go to any of your email back where you probably had created this issue, you can actually see the details of the issue. You can see the status or any other updates, I believe. Of course, it is going to be very straightforward, but at least you will have like a ticket linked to your email. And it will appear on the right-hand side. So when you open Gmail, on the right-hand side, you can see the details. And you will also be able to see other issues, work items that you have created, and I think it will be useful because usually people want to create, talking about the use case, let us say if I receive a requirement from my client and they send me an email and they want me to track it somewhere. So yes, I can simply, instead of copying pasting the content, I can straight away create a new ticket or work item out of it. It will of course save time, and there are a lot of other benefits. Now for this to work, you have to install the Atlassian app, and I tried playing with it. And when you install the app, I believe your Google Workspace administrator can also install it for everyone. So this should be possible, but I'll let you play with it and give Atlassian your feedback. This update came out, I think, sometime in May. It has been almost I think 2 or 3 weeks. But usually when we talk about updates, we have like a pipeline of updates that we share. And this was one interesting update that I wanted to share with all of you. So definitely looking good. I'm happy about this update, and this will be useful for a lot of users. The next update I have for you is about some improvements to the community. Now, Atlassian community is, of course, a nice place. I always recommend people to visit this community, get answers, ask a lot of questions, reply to maybe others, help everyone if you have time. But also, if you're new to Atlassian community, or I should say Atlassian tools in general, then I think community is a nice place. Now, Atlassian community itself is like, I understand a lot is happening here, and if you're spending a lot of time on this community, then these updates will help you. So basically, there are some improvements to the way you get notified. I think there were some issues with the email notifications, and I know Atlassian community interface was changed recently. So on this page, you'll probably find some details that might be helpful to you, especially if you're active on the community. I used to be very active, but not anymore. But it is good to see that someone is maintaining the community, and also they're sharing from Atlassian. I believe Atlassian, although I don't really have any official connection, or I don't really talk to Atlassian directly, but I know by looking at these updates that yes, there is someone or maybe a team of people who is behind the Atlassian community maintenance. The other thing that I wanted to talk about is about Loom. Now, Loom, I have tried Loom a few times. It's a way to create short videos. So for example, if you want to share with someone maybe a screenshot, so instead of sharing a screenshot, you can actually create record a small video, and then you can share it. So this update is about sharing those Atlassian Loom within Atlassian community. So this could be useful, I believe. I think if you're trying to create a new article, I think that is where it will work. You can actually embed your Loom videos. So just to take a look at this video, a short video, where they have explained how it works. So might be useful in case you are using Loom already. I have not really started using Loom, but it is good to know that Loom, because Loom is actually a product now, and it's like one of the product from Atlassian. So we as an Atlassian consultant should know about these things. And whenever you try to log into Jira and also Confluence, I believe you get frequent reminders from Atlassian to try Loom, which is fine. I understand Atlassian is trying to sell their products. And I think Atlassian now, I think they have like tool for everything. I mean, or I should say everyone. So of course we have Jira, we have Confluence, we have Bitbucket, and I guess product discovery and Loom and Trello. So if you're doing something in your organization, trying to collaborate, trying to work on a project, so I think these tools will help you to engage with others effectively. So just take a look at Loom. And this update is not really about, of course, this update is actually about sharing Loom within your Atlassian community articles, I believe. But I think in general, you should give Loom a try in case you are trying to, get into Atlassian ecosystem. Now, especially for those people who are basically thinking about their careers. For example, if I talk about what I do in my organization, Sparksys, we are of course Atlassian consultants, and to be honest, 95% of what we do, or the consultation that we do, is around Jira, or something to do with Jira, or where Jira is involved. But I think because Atlassian, they have like a lot of products now. They have Confluence, which is of course again probably number 2 in terms of popularity or usage, but there are a lot of other tools, and you should definitely, of course, think beyond Jira. maybe you can create your own niche. Maybe you can become a Trello consultant. I know it is a bit difficult to do consultation for something very simple, but you never know. So just think about it. Maybe you need to, evaluate your skill set. If you think Jira is not really interesting to you, maybe, you can also think about other tools. And maybe not just tools from Atlassian. Maybe, if you have, maybe you're a consultant and okay, as a consultant, Trello is one such tool, but I may also want to look at Monday.com or whatever other tool or tools that are there in the market. So what I'm saying is that if you are building your career around Atlassian tools, try to also look beyond Jira and also beyond Atlassian, right? And by the way, I can say these things because I'm not officially a partner, or I'm not really officially involved with Atlassian. So I can give you my unbiased opinion and advice. All right, so the next update is actually about Atlassian billing. Now, Atlassian billing itself, especially on cloud, is I think it is okay. I mean, because we all came from Jira Data Center background. On Jira Data Center, you basically pay for number of users. Like you need to be on a specific tier, right? And when you're on a specific tier, you basically have to match your app license as well. So if you're on, let's say, 1,000, I forgot the tier, but let us say 5,000 user tier or 7,000, I believe, for Jira Data Center. Like I'm talking about big number. For conference, I think it is minimum 10,000, something like that. So you have to basically ensure that whenever you are purchasing apps, you have to purchase the app for the same number. And it is actually very clear. But on Jira Cloud, I think things are not really always straightforward, but it is not that bad. You basically pay for the active users, which is good. But at the same time, I think you need to be on like some of the plan, like standard or premium version. But at the same time, when you add more users, for example, if Atlassian has given you this example, and I believe this is a change. So for example, if you start using Jira with 10 users, and then you add on 10 more users after 15 days. So you will be billed based on 15 users. And it is basically based on, I believe, number of days they are active, something like that. So I need to basically understand this a bit more in detail, and this update might affect you, and it especially if you are someone who is also taking care of the billing. I also take care of the billing part, to be honest, for my clients for Jira Cloud, which is right now for the timing it is straightforward, but I keep on going back to the billing page to understand the usage and the amount that will be charged on the card. So do keep an eye on this, especially if you are someone responsible for the billing of your clients or maybe your own Jira Confluence instances. All right, so let's talk about the upcoming event. And the next upcoming event that I wanted to talk about is about JSM, Jira Service Management. And this event is happening in Greater Noida. So looks interesting to me, and I believe this is happening in, I'm just looking at where is the venue? Okay, so it is happening Ginger Hotel. Okay, this is good. I've never been to Ginger Hotel. I've been to Pari Chowk, but never really Ginger Hotel in Pari Chowk. But if you look at the agenda, I think there is a session about JSM. So yeah, looking good. And once I'm in Delhi, I will definitely look for the upcoming event, and I will also announce on my channel so that if you are also in Delhi or if you're also coming to the event, you can also meet me. Okay, so the next thing that I want to talk about is the video of the week, which is about configurable Jira UI. Now, recently I actually posted on the community, where not only on the community but on LinkedIn, where I posted about my opinion or I should say, my. I mean, I was not really upset, but it is a bit difficult for me to 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 uh, to get used to work item. So whenever we deal with our clients, we'll always say, okay, issue type schemes, or this issue type is mapped to this workflow, and so on. Now, because I'm not used to it, and I understand why Atlassian changed this, I don't really think people like us, or someone who has been doing some work in Jira for the last few years, I don't really think they will ever use work item, or they will ever accept work item. So that was about work item. But the other thing that I wanted to talk about is, I think Jira user interface is not really configurable. I think we can do. I mean, it was not configurable, I know, but the new version is still a bit configurable, which is really good. And maybe someone in Atlassian is watching my video, and they gave this feedback. For example, in the new version of Jira, you can rename your project tabs. You can also do some changes, which is good, which I appreciate. And this is really going in the right direction. And I hope in near future, Atlassian will do a bit more. For example, if I show you one of my Jira instance, and by the way, if you're listening to this on a podcast, go to your Jira cloud, make sure you're on the new UI. You can see here that the right sidebar or the left sidebar options, you can actually, hide it. So when you hide something, it will not disappear completely. It will basically move to the more section. And also when you go to a particular project, and by the way, you can customize, these options. You can also change the order. Maybe you want your projects to be on top. You can save it. So this will come on top. And when you're within your projects, for example, if I go to one of my project here, and when you open your project, you can also rename these, or you should basically be able to change these options. For example, you can move your tabs on left or right. You can rename your backlog tab as maybe backlog 123, right? Whatever you want to rename it to. So this is good. So Jira UI is getting configurable, which is amazing. And maybe this was based on this video that I posted. I think it was when it was 8 months ago. So you never know, right? The other thing that I wanted to talk about is this blog which I talked about, and I also asked in my team someone to write about it. Basically, how to manage Jira backlogs for future consideration. Now, when we talk about, and this is coming from my experience working with my clients, especially corporates. Now, in your Jira project, you can of course have list of issues or work items, and you can also create your backlog. If you're using a Scrum board, for example, even Kanban board, to be honest. But when you create a backlog, even if something is in the backlog, it doesn't really mean that you will be doing it for sure. So sometimes people want to have like a backlog of a backlog, right? Something like that. And you can probably have something like based on the status of your issues, or maybe based on a project. Maybe you can have some hierarchies in your Jira UI, or not UI, in your Jira instance, where you can basically say that, okay, these items are in the backlog, but we are still thinking about it. It may be in the backlog, but it may not be picked up for actual delivery, something like that. So in this blog post, I basically talked about how to manage those items that are in the backlog, but you have no plans to do it in the next few sprints or in the next couple of PIs. So basically, we're talking about a task that you may or may not do in 6 months from now, right? So this is a very common use case that people want to know how to manage it in Jira. So I wrote a blog post about it, and that is it. That is all I have for you for this session, for this video and podcast. And once again, I want to remind you that in case you are new to to our channels, Sparksys and Ravi Sagar, consider subscribing. And at the same time, if you want to get these updates related to Atlassian directly in your inbox, you can subscribe to our newsletter. So you can go to sparksys.com and then /newsletter, or you can go to ravisagar.in/newsletter. So you will get these updates directly in your inbox. We don't really send too many updates, maybe once a week, maybe twice on some rare occasions, but these updates will help you, especially if you are doing something with Atlassian ecosystem. All right, that is it. That is all I have. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and listening to this podcast, and you also learned something new today. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.